Dude, the weirdest, to be honest, like I've seen a lot of your performances, but the when I'm saying weird, I'm saying like the most bizarre, but at the same time, possibly the most artistic performance I've ever seen of yours was "This is all there is when all there is
I
this."
knew you were going to say that.
Dude,
So, for
like
people
again,
who don't know
explain
about it,
that. Just explain it. Yeah,
okay, so it was based on this short film
yeah,
where people just come out, do a very mundane activity. So, like a guy comes out, he fills a glass of water, and he goes back in. And then slowly, different people come out, do their mundane activity, and go back. And then at one point, it's almost like everyone's coming out doing their mundane activity, and it's chaotic. So this is like it's very like experimental art. So a lot of like what you receive from it is like, of course, a manifestation of your own experiences, and
yeah,
like there is need some sort of participation from the audience member as well to
yeah,
sort of put two and two things together. It's not linear. It's very
yeah.
sort of like it is the idea of it is to sort of like play around with space and time, and like what kind of feeling does it like generate within you when you watch something like that, because
Yeah,
it's quite chaotic but then it's
yeah,
also very mundane. And then
yeah.
like things like while we made it, a lot of like the chaos theory, butterfly effect, and all of those things sort of come up. But I
Dude,
think that particular production could have been more sort of honed. Like I think it was a bit quick, like when we made it, but it had a very good sort of sentiment around it,
dude,
and it does sort of the idea of like, and I think most great sort of artists and all do look at experimental art to sort
hmm.
of just like to see what people are making and like push boundaries and like
Yeah, man. When I was
yeah,
watching it, dude,
potential.
I all I could see was like repetitive action,
Hmm.
and you guys were doing it in such a way that I was getting kind of mesmerized. Like it was very
Hmm.
meditative, right? When I was
Hmm.
watching it happen, because it was very repetitive. Like you could predict
Hmm.
what's going to happen next because
Hmm.
y'all were doing the same repetitive actions, but
Hmm.
those actions didn't really make sense in terms of they didn't have like a coherent part of a story plot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, these guys. So when I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, these people are just doing repetitive action.
Yeah.
And that's because I was trying to not project my consciousness onto that
Onto
whatever I
yeah.
was watching.
Hmm.
But when my friends who I went with, when I asked
Hmm.
them, what did you see? Like, what did you think of it?
Hmm.
One of them said they were having a family reunion or something, and the other one said that there was a lovers spat. So two of them took away completely different things from the
Things
same
from it. Yeah.
experience, and it was
Yeah.
wild to see, man.
Yeah, and that's I think that's the more exciting part of it. Like once you present it, what people like garner from it,
Yeah.
because that sort of like completes the process. It's kind of like those ink blot tests, right?
Hmm. Yeah, like a projective thing. Like you basically see something for any. The ink blot test is basically when you see something completely random, like an ink blot, and like people are asked to say what they see, and then a whole bunch of psychologists analyze that. But there are many repetitive things and other things as well where you can like kind of push your kind of interpret it,
Hmm.
and that's what's awesome about art. And that's what I think you also appreciate after a while, because whenever I ask you, dude, what did that mean?
Hmm.
And you always say, well, it meant whatever you wanted to mean.
Yeah,
Why do you say that,
yeah.
dude?
I mean, because like I think we're so conditioned to sort of being like, oh, to having a linear experience and understanding of what is going on in a film or something. And of course, I mean, I don't blame them because like people are looking to create like 100 crore budgets and viewership, and so they have sort of like they're kind of like bombarding you with bombarding might be too strong a word, but with like they're holding your hand and taking you through everything, right?
Yeah.
Because they and in this experience it's more of you have to like really give yourself, you have to do a lot of thinking.
Yeah.